Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are doing something a little different with Blind Date with a Book. I have my mama here.
Hello.
And so we picked out 3 Blind Date with a books that I have, like I'd be interested in reading. And then from these 3, she's going to pick one for me to read. So up first, we have Blind Date with a high fantasy. It's number 1 in a completed trilogy, so it's Game of Thrones meets Jurassic Park, set in a medieval society where dinosaurs are used as war mots, beasts of burden, and more. Together, a group of individuals work together to help fight a world full of corruption and political entanglement. So, book option number 1. Book option number 2 is a romance, fantasy, contemporary. This is an 18+. So the tropes and themes that there are is it's a fairy tale retelling, dark, stalker romance, dark romance, redemption, religious corruption, good versus evil.
Ooh.
And then lastly is a fantasy, humor, adult adventure. So the synopsis of this is him and his band were once the best, the meanest, the dirtiest, most feared crew of mercenaries this side of the Heartwild. Their glory days are long past and they've grown apart, old, fat, drunk. The ex-bandmates turn up at his door with a plea for help. One of their daughters is trapped in a city besieged by monsters. It's time to get the band back together again. So that's option C. So we have A, which is Game of Thrones meets Jurassic Park, the dark romance option B, or the fantasy humor of the band.
I think let's do C. That one sounds kind of interesting.
Okay, we can do C. All right. That's all with my mama. So.
Do I get to see you unveil it?
Oh, you want me to open it for you?
I have the microphone. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It's Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. So I've actually never heard of this one before, so this is kind of interesting. So we'll see what we think of it. It definitely sounds intriguing.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
Oh my gosh. All right. You're done. Okay. Hello, movers. Okay, so we are going to start off our day with a blue slush lime. You know the drill. I've been trying my hardest to wean off of caffeine, but I was having a really hard time sleeping last night, so I think today is a good day for caffeine. So, as you know, Kings of the Wild is our book. This book is 492 pages long, and the bookmark that we chose is my personality is 85% the last book I read. So why don't we get started on reading Kings of the Wild? Okay, so we are obviously not very far into Kings of the Wild. I thought that this was a completed series. It is not. There is only this book and the second book out, and then there's a third book in process. So far, we're on page 24, chapter 4, called Hitting the Road. And oh my goodness, I'm loving the writing style. I think that this so far is a little hard to understand as far as world building, but also we haven't gotten a lot of it yet. Just the way that things are written, I'm loving. I'm loving the writing style. And that's something that I don't talk about often is how I like somebody's writing style. But this is definitely a writing style that makes learning a new world, a new political system, I'm not sure if like there's a new magic system or not yet, but I'm really super excited about this. This is making me so super excited. I genuinely cannot wait to read all of this book and everything. So that's super fun. I'm so far having a great time with the book. And I was a little nervous when I saw the cover. I was like, oh, dang, like this might be hard for me to get into. This is definitely a high fantasy type book. And I don't typically get into high fantasy, but in this new year, that is one of my goals, is to get out of the standard fantasy, romantasy, everything like that, and actually get into real high fantasy, such as Kings of the Wild. So I'm really super excited about this book. I'm going to continue reading for as long as I can. Anyways, we're going to keep reading, and I will let you know what else I may have that I think I should share. Okay, so it's later than I expected to give a review of kind of like where we're at in our book. We are this far in. We are just shy of 100 pages. We are currently meeting each one of the mercenaries that are in the band. So far, we have met Gabriel, whose daughter is the one that's missing. Clay Cooper, we met at the very beginning. And then we just met, what's his name? We just met Moog, Moog. Moog, but he, I guess, is a wizard, so that's pretty cool. We didn't get too much reading done today. We had appointments and things like that. Tomorrow we also have appointments. So once again, I'm not quite sure how much reading we're going to be able to get done, but so far we are loving the writing. We're loving the writing style. I'm loving the way that Nicholas Eames sets up the character and the characters and how certain backstories just kind of hit. And I don't know, I'm loving so far the world building. There are a few things that I'm a little confused on, and I'm not sure if like they're places or they're like animals or like creatures or whatnot, but it's fine. But honestly, we are having a great time with this book so far. I'm really super excited to find out what happens. I will talk to you tomorrow. Hello and good morning. It's 7:29 and we are going to be doing a reading sesh of Kings of the Wild. Let's get into doing a morning reading sesh. So we got done just a little bit more reading. We are now that far into the book. So far, we've met 4 out of, I believe, 5. I believe there's 5 of the band of mercenaries. Hi, so I thought I'd give an update on Kings of the Wild. We are that far into the book. We are on page 140, chapter 16. Once again, so far we are loving it. As of right now in the book, what's happening is they are slowly acquiring each and every one of the band of mercenaries that they had in their original group. I think it's called the Saga. I think that's what they were called. But anyways, we are still missing one member of the band of mercenaries. We're excited. As of right now, one of our main characters just like lost his shit. Once again, I'm really enjoying the writing. I think that this is really well written. I also think that it's very well thought out. I don't know if you can see, but we've tabbed 2 things now. More so things that I'm wanting to annotate. However, I don't actually highlight or anything. I used what's called highlighting strips. So it's just a bunch of like sticky, kind of like these tabs right here, and then I tab it so that way I know where about in the book I tabbed it. But we are really enjoying this book so far. As of right now, I think that this is definitely a book series that I would consider continuing. There's a lot of tension going on right now as far as like between leaders, so we're not quite sure there, but anyways, that's where we're at. We just wanted to give you an update. Hi, hello. So it's the next day. I'm not sure where we were at when I last did a check-in. We are that far into the book. We are on chapter 17, page 152. We are still acquiring the band of mercenaries. We are missing one of the mercenaries, so we still have yet to meet him. They've come across a couple different trials that they've needed to get through with other people in the world. Okay, so we just finished our TikTok. We got just a little bit further into the book. We are now on page 196. So we are getting close-ish to being halfway. I'm not exactly sure when halfway is. Let's do the math. We are just shy of 300 pages left to go. So we are going to take a small break because we did a reading sprint of an hour. So it's the next day. It's currently, from when I started this, it's 4 days later. So including the day that I started this, it's 4 days later. When I last left off with you, we had like a certain page, but we are still that far into Kings of the Wild. Like, I love the writing, but I feel like the pacing needs just a little bit more, just needs to be sped up just a little bit more. I just really, really feel like the pacing's just a little slow, but I am enjoying the writing and I am enjoying it nonetheless. It's just a little slow. So we're gonna set up, we're gonna read, we're really gonna lock in, and yeah, so. Okay, so we are reading a little bit more. Things are starting to kind of pick up a little bit more. We are that far into the book. I want to say we're exactly halfway now. Let us do the math. We officially have 221 pages left for us to go. I'm really liking it. Today I actually went and I bought the second book to this series because I'm actually really liking it a lot. So it's definitely a newer kind of love for it, but we have 221 pages left for us to go. So yeah, that's kind of just where we're at. I will update you next when I have another update. Hi besties, what's up? It's the next day. We didn't get much reading done yesterday, but today we are going to finish. We are that far into the book. We still have 221 pages left to go. So we are going to be working on this today. We do have our very own like focus mode on our phone that's under reading. That's what it looks like. So we are going to get up. We're going to shower. I think we're going to just put on comfy, cozy clothes. Our goal today is to finish this book. Let's see if we can do it. Got an Alani, however, we put it in our Merry Texmas mug. I feel like I have like some form of like caffeine headache, so that's no fun. And we are going to start back up in Kings of the Wild. We got Nugget here. She's in her little Christmas jammies. Our phone is officially on our do not disturb to read. I love this quote right here. After several long moments, however, the mist dissolved and Moog stamped the base of the staff on the ground in frustration. Blast this God-forsaken forest, he swore. I never could get any bloody reception in here. I love that. Actually, I love that. I love that. I love that. That's hilarious. There's a lot of moments in this book that I'm finding that are just so funny. I am going to highlight that. We're going to highlight that. So we have it highlighted right there. I personally am possibly not the biggest fan of writing in books. I used to be, however, not so much anymore. I do, however, use these what are called sticky strips that I got off of Amazon. I got long ones and I also got short ones. However, long ones are better. And then I obviously have the regular like sticky tabs. Okay, so we just wrote a little sticky note full of our thoughts. Okay, so we are still in the middle of Kings of the Wild. We are now that far into the book. Sorry, I'm shaking a lot. We are that far into the book. We are on page 338. So we are going to do the math. 492 minus 338. We have 154 pages left for us to go of this book. I highlighted 5 things in the book so far. I'm wanting to get into annotating. However, I am very, very afraid to mark in my book as I start reading it, because if I really dislike the book, then I'm stuck with a book that I essentially defaced. I'm going to continue to push through. It's currently 12:50. We are definitely going to be able to finish this book today. I love this author's writing style. I think the way that he adds humor into these very serious and like deadly situations is so great. I think that it's a great way to add humor. I mean, like, one of the things that I had highlighted was lunch with cannibal, scoffed Matrick over my dead body. Clay clapped him on the shoulder as they headed out. I think that's the general idea, he said. Like, to me, that's hilarious. Like, I don't know. I don't know about you or how you feel, but I genuinely think that that is funny. Like, that's hilarious in my opinion. So I love the way that Nicholas Eames adds this humor that you don't typically see in fantasy books. I'm very excited to see what else is in store for this. All right, I'm going to get back to reading and I will talk to you in a bit. Okay, so remember how I said yesterday that this book, the pacing was just a tad bit slow? Now that I am at 356 and there's 492 pages of the book, I'm actually at 357 because that's the next chapter. I'm on chapter 39. The pacing is picking up so much. Like literally, like thing after thing after thing after thing is happening. Like they just keep coming across all of these different trials and tribulations, which I absolutely love. I feel like the entire book in a whole has everything that you could want. Like there is something constantly going on. Like even when they are just simply traveling, like something happens. And it is so cool to see the mind of Nicholas Eames work. I am enjoying this book so much. Like I don't know what else to say. I really wish that more people knew about this book, and it's so good. Honestly, like I was a little skeptical at first when I found it in a blind date with a book, but I am genuinely so happy with this pick. We can't wait to go over our final thoughts at the very end. We are going to actually bring my mom back in, I think, for that, so that way I can tell her my thoughts and kind of get like her reaction to my thoughts of said book. But anyways, I just wanted to let you know that like where I'm at in the book, things are really starting to pick up the pace. So we are now less than 100 pages into the book. This is how much of the book I technically have left. This portion of the book is technically all just extra, I think, bonus content. Yeah, just a bunch of extras of like the first chapter or something of somebody else's book, and then the first chapter in Bloody Rose, which is the sequel to Kings of the Wild. I'm gonna finish this up and then we're gonna have our final thoughts. Okay, so we finished the book. We officially finished the book. I give this book 4 stars.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was really well written. I loved the humor in it. I shared a line with you earlier that I like highlighted and I tagged.
I don't remember quite what you said.
No, that's okay. I didn't expect you to. But ultimately, we liked this book. He set up for a really great finale. Like, I thought that the book was a tad bit slow towards the beginning, but I definitely think that it needed to be slow in order to gain that, like, amplitude of a finale that it came to have.
Okay.
I loved the little epilogue. There were a little bit that I wish were touched on a little bit more in the epilogue because I have some questions left unanswered. That's why it's not like 5 stars or like 4 point whatever star.
Like some details or
just kind of like
backstories.
No, not necessarily backstories, but more so just kind of like some endings for certain characters that it's like, but what happened? Like or like why did that happen? So it's a solid 4, nothing like above it, but nothing below it.
And this is the first book in the series anyway, right?
However, I think that the second book, because it does say that this is like their last tour together, like during the wild. I think the like world is called Heartwild. And I think that it sets up the next book to follow the daughter that they were going after in this one, considering that the book is called Bloody Rose, and I can only, because the daughter's name was Rose, so it's like I can only just assume that that's who the next book is going to like follow. But it definitely left like some things that were just kind of like unanswered or like just of like, oh my gosh, cliffhanger, which I mean, if it's a series, is bound to do that regardless. So, but anyways, we really enjoyed this book. So you did a good job with picking up. I mean, it was a blind date with a book, but between all of the options that we had, we really did enjoy it.
Good.
So you did good, Mama. High five.
And you're ready for the second book.
I am ready for the second book. I low-key may read it like as soon as possible. You did good, Mama.
Good.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy. Please do all of the YouTube things you know how to do, and I will see you in a bit. Bye!